Hello, party people, and welcome to Musing over Mugs.
Where we are fueled by books and chaos.
I'm Megs,
And I'm Jax.
and we are musing over post Steamy Con Part 2 because the last episode ended very chaotically, but we didn't get to the whole thing, so we're making it a Part 2.
We had a lot to say, and apparently not a lot of time to say it in. So, we're coming at you with the rest of it.
And
before we get going, Meg, I gotta know, what's in your mug? It's the Disney mug! Yes! Not planned.
Not planned.
I was like, you know what? We had a whole thing about the mugs last episode, so I guessed on Disney.
I guessed on Disney as well. I have a Spindrift Mojito, which is the mint and lime seltzer water. What do you have in your mug?
Say that, Megan. Well, in my mug is passion tea, but in my koozie is Spindrift Mojito. And also over here, just because we're true beverage goblins, a hydro flask of water.
Oh, don't worry. I have my water right here.
One can never have too many beverages.
And I have my koozie here, but the mojito is in here with ice, so I didn't need the koozie.
That's fair. I was like, I kind of want tea, but it's also like 1,000 degrees in here, so we're also going to need the mojito. So cheers.
Cheers.
Hello, party people.
Hello, party people. Okay, so last time we recapped the first part of our trip, generally the first 2/3 of our trip. We talked about Disney, we talked about day one, Steamy Con. We ended the episode as chaotically as we ended day one, which was just laughing hysterically, no longer able to function.
Shutting down. Just womp womp.
So we ended that night with going back to the room and watching She's the Man by ourselves, having our own little slumber party pajama movie day night.
It was perfect. It's what we needed. We needed to recharge.
Mm-hmm. So day two.
Bad pizza.
Oh, terrible pizza. But as we were planning for day two, Jax was convinced we were not having breakfast.
I want to say I don't,
and I looked at it too very quickly and also missed the breakfast the second day.
So I'm glad that you did the second day. I did it both days, and I just feel like as someone with a reading platform, I should be able to read better. But both day one and day two, we looked at the schedule, and I was like, all right, we gotta figure out, we're gonna order room service to the room. We'll, like, at this time, we'll snarf it down, get downstairs, blah, blah, blue. And then Megan was like, but it says here, there be breakfast. I was like, oh, look at that. It sure does. Sure does. But this one, there was a panel first. So I think that's why we missed it, because it was panel. Like, the first one, I missed. I don't know how. It was very obvious. It was like brunch and keynote. This one was like panel, and then the next time slot was keynote and breakfast. Like, boop. Was at the end.
It's fine. We figured it out.
We did. We were ready to roll.
But we got down there and we go to the Hello Gray panel. I don't know if that's the name of the panel, but it was super fun.
It was the Appeal of Gray.
The Appeal of Gray.
Which was the why we all love morally great characters and what it's like to write those characters. And the panel was Santana Knox, Marie Maravella, Cece
Monroe.
Why am I blanking on her last name? Monroe, thank you.
Eden O'Neill.
Yes. And it was so fucking funny. And I think, and I've talked to Marie, I like mentioned this the other day, that I was like, my favorite thing to come out of Steamy Lit is her friendship with Santana. Mm-hmm. The two of them in that panel were just perfection. They were just like feeding off of each other, just like in hysterics. It was so funny and so fun, and I just want to be in their little friendship now. I just want to like insert myself. Like, please adopt me. Let's all be friends.
We're gonna get to what Santana told you later on in the day.
Yes,
but I do want to. They were talking about some of the things that happen in their books. And at one point, I looked over to Jax, and her jaw is just on the floor, and I was like,
just unhinged.
Oh, she's completely, I've ruined her now. She's no more innocence
I thought I liked I mean, I do like dark romance. I thought I did like dark romance. I thought I was reading dark romance. Turns out it gets darker. I
It's
just, some of the things they were talking about, I was like, that, wow. Wow. Wowie wowa. Had no idea.
wowie wow
I'm
wow.
excited. Wowie, it was supposed to be wowie wowza, but I missed the Z. Um, it's fine. Um, yeah, I sat there. I felt like the underage child that snuck into a movie that was just like, I didn't know we could do this. I didn't know guns can be in these places. I am excited. I am terrified. I bought the books. I will live react when it happens. It's coming soon also because if you don't follow us on Instagram, we were talking the other day about Megs and I have canceled birthdays and holidays this year. We are not doing gifts because we buy gifts for each other all year long. Plus, we're balling on a budget now, so we can go back to Steamy Lit. But we decided in lieu of gifts for our birthdays, we would each get to pick a book that we have read and loved and have been talking about and trying to convince the other person to read, but they haven't yet, and they have to read it for your birthday. And so Meg's birthday is September, and she has selected The Cat and Mouse Duo, and I have to read it.
By H.D. Carlton.
Haunting and
Zaddy.
Hunting Adeline.
Zaddy Zade Meadows. Haunting and Hunting Adeline. And she has the option if she wants to read the novella, Satan's Affair. It is not a requirement for this
Thank you so much.
gift. But yeah, super excited. Jax's birthday is in January, so Dramoni is in my future. I feel it.
It will be fantastic. It sure is. We'll have a whole episode on that separately. We can discuss with the people on which I have thoughts on. Like, I have a method to my madness and why I think the one I'm going to go with is the one. But we'll talk about that later. Don't get too far off topic. Back to Santana and Marie and Cece and Eden. It was so fucking funny. They were just hysterical. They were talking about, one of the questions was like, what is something you love in books, but if someone did to you in real life, you'd be pissed? And they're like, well, I'm a really big fan of murder.
Well, someone said, great. It might have been Marie who was like, spit in my mouth, love it in my books. If you try it in real life, I'm going to punch you in the throat.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, was it Marie? Or was
it was either Cece? Marie or Santana.
See, I thought it was Cece.
It could have been
someone on the panel.
It could have been multiple people.
I mean, honestly, that's one that I've never been able to get behind.
It's got to be done just right in books.
I really thought you were gonna say it just has to be done, just right. And I was like, Megan, I didn't know that this was what you were into, and I'm sorry for saying I didn't like it. I didn't mean to shame you.
No. I do not want it in real life. It's not something that appeals to me. Even pre-COVID, it just doesn't feel like it's the right move for me.
It feels like Baby Bird, like when they chew the food and spit it. And I realize it's not food, but like that's all I have in my head, and that's just not the vibes.
That's a descriptor.
You're welcome. I hope I've ruined it for you too, because that's all I see every time I see it. I'm like, no,
it's the slurping noises that really just hits it home.
But yeah. That was a really fantastic
3 minutes in. It's too early to devolve into chaos.
We're already unhinging. It was so fun. And like the crowd was really into it. Like I just think the crowd also really, I feel like there was no bad crowd, at least in the panels that we were in. I mean, all the attendees are pretty phenomenal. But like I've been to panels outside of this conference where, everyone's just kind of crickets and just sitting there like, please make it end. But everyone was super into it, like laughing along, asking questions. It was fun. I think that was one of the more entertaining ones of the trip.
Mm-hmm. And then
it was the keynote and
stop after the no, we stopped after the keynote.
Yeah, we went and got our shit, the board and the bag. and
So
then went shopped a little bit, got breakfast,
no, we shopped after the keynote.
whatever. We ate, and then we. It's like, what order? We just keep going in circles. I don't think the order matters. We ate, and then we shopped.
So the keynote for day 2 was sexual wellness and romance, and it was really great panel, really interesting. It was sponsored by Satisfyer. The director of education for Satisfyer, Megan White, was on the panel, as was Rebecca Alvarez, the founder of Bloomy, which is also a they call themselves an intimacy brand. So female founded intimacy brand. And then Melissa was the moderator for
Moderator.
that. Sierra Simone, Corella Stetz Waters, Therese Clark, and Mona Shroff were also on the panel as well. And it was a really great conversation. It was a really open conversation, which was nice to see, kind of bucking some of the norms and the stigma around sexual health, sexual wellness, sexual education, which is, I think, really big, especially in America, where as women, um, we don't really get a lot of sexual health about our bodies or the things that are going on in our bodies. I feel very apt to say that, as you know, I had my hysterectomy earlier this year, and there was a lot of stuff I didn't know that my body was doing, and how common it was. And so kind of that whole panel was just like a really interesting, important conversation. Therese Clark, who I now consider my best friend, reading her book right now,
Of course.
um, she was
I
so
got to dance with
funny.
her, so
I
I
know we
mean,
did get to
we're
dance tonight.
besties.
I gave her a friendship bracelet. I told her we're best friends forever. She was really funny and said, had a couple of great one-liners, including "Lube is your friend" and something like "It's your
It's your
butthole."
butt.
Yeah, it's your butt. You're in charge. Um, and it was just, I thought it was a really great panel. What did you feel?
I thought it was also very great. I thought it was a really interesting conversation, and it kind of talked about, how we can use how people use romance books as not only an escape, some use it for education, and then they tied in with Satisfyer how you can use romance books and Satisfyer things, toys, to have a lovely evening to yourself. And
Or
that
with a
was,
partner.
or with a partner, you're right. But Satisfyer was unbelievable. They were handing out vibes left and right. Like,
So there was a
it
vibe
was,
in our swag bag.
yep.
And then
We
if
won
you
a vibe at there was like at their booth, they had a wheel and you could win more. Amazing.
Wheel of Fortune, if you will.
Of great fortune. Truly.
And then we'll get to this, but at the ball, the Queen's Ball at the end of day 2, there were extra vibes on the tables. So if you happen to
Mm-hmm.
get there early, you could grab an extra vibe. And that's
Got another one.
how Megan got 3.
I got you.
I mean, 2 of mine were the same. Like, I won the same one that was in my swag bag. So I am going to regift it. The person knows it's being regifted. It's not used. It's still sealed in the box.
Sealed in the box. It's got a hygienic seal.
Hygienic seal.
And that's a good friend. Isn't that what it's called? I'm pretty sure it said like sealed for hygienic purposes on
I
the
think so. Yeah.
box, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, I'm fast. I have not looked into the app situation, but apparently they have like an audiobook feature where your toy can increase in speed as your book increases in speed. And that sounds, that technology sounds wild to me. So I need to, I want to see how that, like, the mechanics of that work. That seems nuts.
Yeah,
Is it
I
like all
haven't.
audiobooks? Are they programmed for certain audiobooks?
I
Like,
think they're programmed for certain audiobooks. I haven't.
that would make more sense.
I've downloaded the app, but I haven't done the sync to the vibes. But I have. Yeah, I just downloaded the app. I haven't really gotten into it.
That's fair. So that was our breakfast keynote. We got to sit with our friends that we met on day 1 breakfast. We found again for day 2 breakfast, which was fun.
And they're the ones who reminded us that there was, in fact, brunch on day 2. Because we're like,
Yep.
do you want to go grab breakfast? And they're like, there is a breakfast.
There is breakfast. Cool.
I pay attention. It's fine.
The most.
Mm-hmm.
That was that. And then we shopped around and we went to Ripped Bodice, where they had the blind date with a friend, blind book with date. Nope, blind date with a book. Wow.
You got there.
I got there, but I just feel like I stopped drinking, so I should not have. Like, I feel like these are things that happen when you're drunk, and I haven't had any alcohol, so this is silly. Any users.
This is the Tuesday after Labor Day weekend. We're barely functioning.
We're hanging
the
on by
Monday-est Tuesday there ever was.
I'm trying to look and see what my book was. So we purchased for each other. We each picked out a blind date with a book for the other person, and that was fun.
My book is takes place in like the Hamilton. Well, I just put it away.
I'm looking at the shelf. I have apps. Oh, is this one? I know what it is. Stand by.
This is mine. Hamilton's Battalion. Jax is gonna go find her a book. Mine's a trio of romances, so they're like short stories.
Wings Once Cursed and Bound by Piper J. Drake. Very exciting. She blended in with the other ones because she's on my Steamy Lit TBR bar cart.
Oh, do you know what came today? Earlier today?
Oh!
My Meet Cute bookshop.
Meet Shop? Oh! How exciting. Look at that stack back there.
I know, and it came with a card. It said, "Packed with love" by Kendra. Thank you, Kendra.
I don't even think mine's shipped yet.
Packed with love by Kendra. Thank you for your support and happy reading. Team Meet Cute 23 for 23.
That's so cute. I don't think mine's shipped.
Mine shipped last week. It took about a week for it to get here.
I feel like one of mine, Savvy Sheldon Feels Good as Hell, said that it was available to order, but it would be about 7 days before it was in store. So I think I'm still waiting. That was, well, I feel like it should have come in by now. Any Hoosers. I think that's what was delaying it.
I thought I ordered more than 6.
I ordered 8.
I mean,
well, that's fine. Any Hoosers.
Nope, I only ordered 6. I think.
You cut it down. You were being frugal. Like the good leg that you are. I blacked out and I got 8. But you know what? It's fine.
It is fine.
I'm not buying any more books. It is no spend September. Ask me how it's going. But yes, no spend September. I'm not buying any books that I haven't already purchased, which my Meet Cute bookshop order was in August, so that doesn't count. But I did get a pre-order in the mail, which was very exciting because I forgot about it.
What was your pre-order?
The Long Game by Elena Armas.
Mm-hmm.
Elena Armas? Elena? I'm butchering it. I'm so sorry. But I was sold. It was really funny because I saw a TikTok about it and she said, it's giving Roy Kent vibes and a thigh tattoo. And I said, say less. And I went to order it and I already had ordered it. And I was like, spectacular. We love when we're ahead of the game. Oh, so I really can't. It's far down on the TBR because I have so many things I have to read. Like your birthday books. I have 2 arcs that are backed up. I got to finish my current book. So I'm excited and I'll get there eventually. But not for a splash. Back to Steamy Lit.
Oh, before we get back to Steamy Lit, I just want to say that my internet has been really weird. And as you talk, you're very animated, but you keep freezing. But I keep hearing your voice. So I know like we're fine recording, but like you're just like, and like this is, and it's held for like 3 seconds. And then you're like another one and you're held for 3 seconds. And then it's like, I'll start. And it's
just sitting.
The joy that it brings me.
I'll just be very still from here on out.
Please don't. Please don't.
I can't. I'm Italian. I cannot. I don't know how to not talk with my hands.
I love this for you. I love this
Ooh, I
for
love this
me.
for you. Oh. Okay,
Um,
so day 2, we were up to our
we
books
started
at
shopping.
we started shopping. We did the ripped bodice. We
Mhm.
got the blind date with books for each other. And then we did candles, briarwood candle. Very
Mhm.
excited. I got the grumpy sunshine candle. It smells delightful. Um, we got magnets. I
Mhm.
wish I remember the name of the shop off the top of my head. We'll find it and put it in the show notes for you guys. Say it's some really cute book pins, bookmarks, all the kind of swag you need.
I got this, my Read All Night book club, one more page, one more chapter pencil bag.
Megan, do you know this whole time I thought that was a fucking Ouija board? It's like she's decorated for Halloween. She's got a Ouija board up. That's nice.
It's where I'm keeping all my book stickers.
She's got the Ouija board, the wedgie board. Have you seen that famous YouTube video? We're
I
gonna put it in the
have.
show notes for you guys because it's my fucking favorite. That one in the can oo get pregante? Fantastic.
And then
Deep cut of YouTube.
deep cut. And then we went to Write Me Wicked, and I got a new compact mirror, and it says, "I am the motherfucking storm." So when I'm feeling down, I just pick that up, and I realize I'm badass.
Boop, boop.
And then we went to the Bright Side candle, and I got the Zaid candle, which smells delicious, and that is so exciting that you're going to read
I'm so
the book
scared.
all about him.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. I'm
Yep.
very much looking forward to this experience. Can't wait to recap it all on the pod and on our stories. And
She'll
it's
never
gonna
be
be
the
fun.
same.
I'll never be the same. That's fine. I'll never be able to look at you the same.
That's
Just
fine.
kidding. I already know all of your deep dark secrets, so we're fine. Yeah. So then we shopped, and then signing day 2 started, and that was way less chaotic than signing day 1.
Mm-hmm.
And even day 1 wasn't bad by any stretch of the imagination, but like there were, I don't know if people started to leave early because there's also ding 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 a hurricane coming, so I think some people started to leave early.
Yeah, there was probably like, I think 4 or 5 tables I saw that were empty that weren't empty the day before.
Yep. I mean, the attendees, like they just, it just seemed like the lines weren't as crazy.
Mm-hmm.
People weren't zooming around trying to get wristbands because they had gotten them all the day before, and we were just kind of working through them.
And I think
But it
that
felt good.
that's also day 2, right? So like we figured it out day 1, day 2, like, okay, we understand it. We know the lay of the land. Now we can figure it out. And, we had wristbands from the day before, so we already knew where we were going to go in line and things like that.
And I think day 2 was also really great because because it was a little bit slower, we had the opportunity to have conversations with authors versus like, hey, sign this thing and let me leave. And I was looking back, because I was about to do a reel about all the authors that we met. We didn't get that many pictures. I feel like I don't know if we like panicked or just like, I don't like to be an inconvenience to people. Like we didn't take pictures with everybody because we just didn't.
But we, you know what? We talked to them. And I think that's like,
yes,
a lot more impactful to me. Like I'd rather have a conversation with somebody, like spend 5 minutes and have a conversation than spend 5 minutes. Hey, can we grab a photo? I mean, photos are nice, yes, but I'd rather.
Great to have. But you signed the board, and I get to look at it every day. She's up right now, glowing. We'll post a picture of it. We actually haven't posted it on our feed yet, but we will.
I have my bag over here.
Tote bag. But yeah, it was fun. I think some highlights from signing day 2: Therese Clark, an angel from above. She was, we mentioned her earlier. She was on the morning keynote, and she was just so sweet. And she'd asked about the board, and I had a picture of like what it was going to end up like once it was back home and hung. And she was like, "That's so fun." And I was like, "Would you mind signing it?" And she was like, "I get to sign the board." And I was like, "Of course, you're amazing." And she was just so nice. And we got to dance with her at the ball, which we'll get to. But
and she was in our reel.
She was in our reel with her sunglasses. I almost mowed down some poor girl trying to get to Julie Soto again. My bad.
It was fine. You
It
saw an
was it's the board.
opportunity.
The board is like really awkward to like it's kind of like a shield almost, and so there was no line, and I was going over to tell Julie like I was like, it's a crime that you have no line, like everyone should come over and see you. But then as I was like real close, a girl like snuck in front of me, and I was like, oh, and I almost walked right into her with the sign, but I didn't. We avoided collision, and it was fine and hunkadory, and thank
And
God for
we
that.
saw more people. So I don't think we mentioned last time, but the first day we saw Lynn Painter, and she remembered us from Cocktails for Characters, which was really exciting and fun. And we met Santana Knox and Maria Marivelle the first day, but then we went back to visit them the second day because we were like, we need to pick up their books immediately, and own them
We went
forever.
back to them
So we went back to their booth, and
because
was
again,
that
we're
when
going to be
Santana
best
told you,
friends.
like, what are you doing?
No, that was
know
during
you're
the
gonna be best
keynote.
friends.
Again, everything happens when I have to go to the bathroom. I think I was on my way back from the bathroom during the breakfast keynote. Oh, you're gone. Are you there? Are you there, God? It's me.
I'm still
Margaret.
here. I'm still here.
Your video is gone completely,
Just keep going.
which is fine. Okay. So I was on my way back from the bathroom to the keynote, and Santana had walked in from outside, and I was like, just want to say, like, really great keynote this morning. It was so fun. Really, I haven't read your book yet. And she cuts me off and goes, then why are you talking to me? And I was like, and she was like, I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding. And I was like, I'm excited to read it. Now that
just burst into
traumatized
tears.
me. Just start crying and run away. This is why I don't interrupt people on the streets. This is why I only talk to them at their table
Until they call you out.
I couldn't handle it until they called me on my bullshit. But yes, that we had then gone back to Santana's table to buy her book for ourselves because we had bought it the day before for a friend. So we had to go get our own copy because Santana's amazing.
And then we kept going. I think day 2 we spent a lot of time going to authors who we haven't read yet, who we wanted to learn more about. Maybe we saw them on a panel, or just looked like really nice people. Definitely did not get to everybody that we wanted to get to, but I think we met a lot of people that we wouldn't have met otherwise, which I thought I was really excited.
Yes, agreed. I think I overestimated the amount of people that we would get to. Like, I saw that list and I was like, yeah, we're gonna hit them all. And I remember thinking, like, the board that I had signed, it is a 24 by 36 piece of acrylic, so it's beefy. And I remember thinking, I wonder if that's too big. I was like, whatever, I'll just bring it to future signings and have people like add on to it. It's full, and we didn't even get to like a third at least, right, of the people there.
Yeah, we had a good amount of folks, but there were definitely people we did not see. Again, though, like, that was fine because we got to see a lot of people we wouldn't have otherwise.
Yep, and we'll see them again at a future event.
Exactly.
Whether they come back to Steamy Lit, we follow them to other cities, wherever, whatever. We'll see them sometime.
Okay, so we went to Allison Cochran's table, who wrote The Charm Offensive and Kiss Her Once for Me, both wonderful. I've only read one of them. Jack's only read one of them, but we both enjoyed them.
Oh, we loved them.
So when Jax was there, she's like, can you sign it? And she was like, what's your name? And Jax, being the badass that she is, Jack Nash. And Allison was like, that's a book name. Can I use it? So,
and I said, please alert me if you do.
Keep an eye out.
And that happened not once, but twice.
I was gonna get there.
I know, but I'm excited about it. So the last author we saw on day 2 was Trish Anderson, and she was incredible, just like the sweetest person. I mean, everyone I feel like was just so nice there. But she was so lovely. And then, we get to talking, and she was signing a book that we purchased, and she asked my name, so I held up my name tag, and she was like, Jax Nash, that's a badass book boyfriend name. I'm going to use that. And then I was like, please, again, let me know if you do, because that would make my whole day. And then she went to sign Meg's book, and Meg's name tag only said Megs, no last name, just Megs.
It's
and
like
she goes,
Cher.
oh, you both have great names. I'm going to use that. You could be a couple. And I was like, yes, we get to be a couple in a romance book, and I cannot wait for it. I get to be your book boyfriend.
our husbands will, like, my husband will not read romance. It's not his thing, which is fine. Um,
They will be reading this.
they have to read this one.
Of course they do. We're in the book.
They must. It's a
I'm
requirement.
gonna die. I'm gonna make everyone read it. I mean, we're gonna have to read it first and see, you know, how like spicy
I
it is.
mean,
Like,
if you break my
depending on the
heart,
spice level.
if you break my heart, this whole thing's fucking over.
The whole podcast is over. It's all in
Yeah.
your hands, Trish.
Just, our marriages are null and void. Like, it's just done.
Oh my god, I can't wait. That's gonna be amazing.
But that was really fun. A fun story, like a fun little takeaway. So we're keeping our eyes open. We have alerts, Google alerts on those authors. Sorry, I'm just banging into my mug. It's fine. Yeah, and then we.
Then we left to go
waited
pack.
at FedEx.
Well, before we went to FedEx, we had to pack because we had to decide how many of the 20 books I was not planning to bring back with me that I acquired. 19. It was only 19. But I had to figure out if I could fit them in my suitcase or how many I was shipping back. I didn't want to have to ship anything back. I knew I had to ship the sign back because that I had shipped out there. But I didn't want to be without my preciouses. I felt like Gollum, my precious. So we managed at it took us like 2 to 3 hours, but we got everything packed in the suitcases. We nailed it. I was proud of us. And then we went down to the line for FedEx, which didn't look that daunting. I feel like there was only
There's like 8
10?
people ahead of us. 10? Yeah,
Yeah,
there weren't
not
that many people ahead of us.
Hours. It was like over 2 hours in line.
Jax left, went to like CVS, and then came back. And
she still was like 3 people.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
But God bless her beautiful, spicy, silly soul, Kimberly Lemming. Angel.
She came down the hall with a box of books and was like, I'm not taking these home. Who wants them? And just started doling out books. Now I purchased that time I got drunk and saved a demon, which was book 1. And so then I got book 2, and then Meg got both books. And the series is so fucking good.
Review coming soon, but these
are
podcast
coming soon.
5 stars. The whole series. I read these 2. There's a third book, 2 novellas.
There's 2 novellas. It's her. It's so funny, and there's something about her writing that you just can't stop. Like, it's just so entertaining and like so good. I don't think I've ever read a series where I love every single character.
Yeah.
I mean, except for the bad guys that you're supposed to hate. But like the main cat, like someone always pisses me off at some point. I'm like, ugh, that side character is like, whatever. The whole kit and caboodle are fucking hysterical. It is sassy. It is funny. It is spicy. It is so fun.
So spicy.
It's spicy. And for short
that
books,
second book,
there's a lot of spice.
Takes you in a place you didn't realize you were going.
And that is fine. It's also my first foray into monster romance. Having a great time.
Yeah.
Thrilled to be here.
Thrilled to be here.
I did read it at the beach this weekend.
Truly made the FedEx line so much better.
And of course, we made friends at the FedEx line. We traded friendship bracelets.
Good Girl PR. That whole team was there, which is Santana's team, I think, and they have a lot of authors, but they're great. So definitely check them out. They have ARC applications on their Instagram handle, so definitely check that out if you are interested in getting into the ARC game.
Oh, no.
Well, I'm not.
I was going to say we should do that, and then I was like, nope, we just decided we were cutting back on the ARCs because we're already behind. Mm-hmm. Look at that. Talked myself out of it.
So maturity. Growing
That's
up.
maturity.
So yeah,
Do
we
that
did the
real.
FedEx line for like 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and then we went to dinner real quick at the hotel restaurant.
Because we also had to, this is again, I think, I was talking to my therapist about this. I was like, I've never been prouder of myself. Like, again, if I don't have a plan, it takes me like an hour and a half to get ready. Like, I want things done a certain way. We just fucking wung it. We had to, and I was like,
Wung it,
priority, wung it, winged it,
winged it.
wung, winged, whatever. You know what we meant. Um, Priority was food. We had food. Also, got my first hive at dinner. I've never once had hives in my
Oh, the
life, and I got a
hives.
singular. I was like, I had like a weird itch on my face, and I looked at Megan, and I was like, "Is something happening here?" And she's like, "Yeah, you're getting like a weird bubble thing." And it was like 3 bubbles, and then they morphed into 1 bubble. And I sent a picture to my husband, who's a paramedic, and he's like, "That's a hive." And I was like, interesting. He's like, what'd you touch? And I was like, literally, I've done nothing out of the ordinary. Like, I haven't eaten anything weird. Like, I hadn't eaten anything at that point. And we decided, because I got another one when we came home. Apparently, I'm allergic to the sun. I like can't do outdoor. Like, I walked to CVS, power walked because I was trying to get back before Megan had to. Again, this is not doctor diagnosed. But I was power walking in the heat, and then we had gone on a walk with the dogs, and then in the heat when we came home, and I got another one. So I was like, apparently I can't walk outside in the heat anymore.
Okay, because you can't be
I
allergic
haven't
to the
tested it a
sun
third time.
when you just spent all weekend at the beach. So it's
That's true.
clearly not the sun.
It's not
There's
the sun.
something else.
We'll
There's
see.
another
I haven't had it,
variable.
knock on wood. Hasn't happened again, but we'll see. But usually that would have derailed me altogether. That would have ruined my whole night. And I was like, we're just not going to touch it. We're fine. We shoveled in food. We got ready for that ball in under 10 minutes, which is unheard of for me. That was wild. And I was like, I don't
I
care.
wanted to shower and shave. Like my dress had a slit in it, and I hadn't shaved my legs since like the day we left. So this was Nope,
Saturday.
this was Saturday. We left on Wednesday, so I shaved Tuesday night. So I wanted to shave my one leg that was going to be out in the slit, and Jax was like, "We have no time." And
Well,
like
the ball was about to start, so I was like, fuck it. We don't need to do anything. Let's just throw on our gowns, put on our tiaras, and fucking roll.
and Jax's
And we did.
tiara, your poor head, your tiara was so tight.
She was, she was she really gripped in.
I'm like, do you still have indents?
I might. But honestly, I would do it again because I don't remember it hurting that bad. Like, now that you've mentioned it, it was a pain, but I'm not traumatized. I would do it again.
Great. And we went down to the ball. We met some more folks that we hadn't met. A lot of people were staying on our floor that we didn't realize until we were all in gowns waiting for the elevator. And that was super fun. And then we went down there and there were vibes on the table. So I took a vibe, went back to the room to drop it off. So I wasn't going to be dancing with one in my hand. We also took a bunch of lube home because lube is our friend. And then we went back down and we danced our faces off.
We did. If there's one thing to know about us, we will tear up a dance floor at any given opportunity. Mm-hmm. The only thing we did not do, which there wasn't an opportunity to do, tacky dance off, which is fine. I didn't need to. But I'm just saying that's like my go-to. Give me a sprinkler.
I'm partial to the later. I'm partial to the grocery store.
I like the shoplifter.
Oh.
So you're doing the shopping cart and you do the
You're a bad bitch.
I was like choked myself with my necklace. You in the shirt. It's usually easier because it's not like usually dancing in a crew neck. It's usually like it's fine. That one's a good one.
The appeal of gray, it's really sinking in.
Really, the fax machine is my go-to, and I'm not doing it on this, but that's if you ever get me on a dance floor and you get that one out of me, that one's key. That's the winner.
Next year, folks, we're gonna do it, and it's
Steamy
gonna be on Instagram and live.
If you weren't already sold on 2024, the fax machine by Musing Over Mugs will be there.
Good Lord. In that, and then I was done. I was so toast.
We did leave the ball early. We had a flight. We had to leave pretty early to get to the airport.
We did. But it was so funny. Somebody was like, "You're leaving? I can't believe you're leaving." And then they were in the next elevator after us. It was just one of those things. So I was like, yeah, we're over
It's
30. It's like, it's bedtime.
I can't hang anymore unless I like prepare, which I mean I was prepared for the conference, but like 3 days of
Nonstop.
all day nonstop peopling, you can't prepare for that level of peopling.
No.
I
But
will be training my legs to survive Disney and then Universal and then
yeah.
Steamy Lit. So like we're gonna work on some cardio. But aside from that, it's
We
just a lot
did
of people.
great, frankly.
We
And
did. We
it's not like
survived.
we went to the ball. We were there for a good portion. We did it like 3 or 4 laps, so we got to see beautiful dresses, beautiful outfits, beautiful people, happiness, joy, love. It was great. It was so much fun.
It was a blast, and I can't wait to do it again.
I know. So we'll
And
see
then
you
we went
next
to our
year.
room, and we were very sad that we had to leave.
Mm-hmm. But we
But we're gonna
like
go back.
repacked our bags because never
We had to
not
fit that
packing.
third vibe in there.
Never not packing.
Never not packing.
And then the next day we went home. And as soon as we landed, I looked at Jax and I was like, the vibes are not it. Let's go back.
No.
But
No.
we were also very lucky to get out because a lot of flights started getting canceled that afternoon and our flight was in the morning. So it all worked out.
I feel like I didn't even know. I mean, I feel like when you're at a conference like that, you're kind of like in a bubble and you don't know what's happening outside the world. I remember Brian called me like the middle of day one and was like, important about your flight home. And I was like, what? And he's like, did you know there's a hurricane? And I was like, no, don't care. Is that impacting me right now? No, I'll deal with that later.
First one in 84 years, no big deal.
No big deal. And then everybody was going off in the group chat because it was a group chat for all the attendees, and they were like, my flight was canceled, and like trying to find other arrangements and all that jazz. And ours held on strong, never canceled. It's those Boston
wasn't even delayed
pilots.
It was.
They're prepared for the storm because that's like New England weather.
So that was Steamy Lit. We're gonna go back next year.
Oh wait, no, we didn't even talk about the flight home. Flight home was good, great flight. Megs and I having the time of our life. I feel like we read for most of the flight as one does, so like that was fine and dandy. And then had some giggles here and there about.
I tried to sleep, and Jax just every time I shut my eyes, Jax started talking to me.
Not allowed. I don't know why you're sleeping on flights. It's just.
It wasn't.
Weird. When we landed, the guy next to us couldn't get off the plane fast enough, and then the woman in the row in front of us was like, "You girls had a really great time," and I was like, "Were we that bad? I didn't think we were bad. I didn't think we were like loud or obnoxious.
We were fine.
We were fine. We were just chatting and reminiscing.
We weren't even laughing. We were wheezing. So it was. Snacks.
We were wheezing. That's probably annoying. Sorry.
I'm not. I'm sorry, my life is joyful. Year.
I'm not packing anywhere near the amount of snacks that we packed.
No, definitely no snacks.
We didn't touch. I mean, we had a couple plain snacks, but I brought like a package of like a case of the peanut butter crackers.
I still have those in my pantry.
I brought chocolate chip cookies, goldfish. Your whore goldfish. Megan eats the plain goldfish. And
I eat like the original. Classic.
They're saltines.
In fish form.
I'd put that in a soup, but I'm not going to eat that as a snack. Like,
you're missing out.
I got the rainbow goldfish because those are fun and festive.
You should have gotten the princess ones because we were going to Disney.
I did have Disney ones. No, that's a lie because I had Disney ones in my pantry. I got the individually packaged ones for easy grabbage for both Disney and Steamy Lit bags. But we didn't eat any of them. No. So next year, no snacks. I will bring two.
You know what we didn't mention is that I had to make sure you stayed hydrated on day 2 because you just were not drinking water. And once you started speaking at such a rate, I just handed you water and was like, this is my time to hydrate you.
You need to be hydrated. Yeah, I'm very bad about drinking water when I am on the go. At my desk, I'll just guzzle it all day long. But when I'm in the wild, no water to be had.
So next year, No snacks, more water.
No snacks, more water.
What
We did
was
buy gallons of water.
we drink 2 of them.
2 of the 3.
Hmm.
So next year we can get less.
Well, if we're there longer, probably not.
True. True.
What was your biggest takeaway?
My biggest takeaway? That I love you. I already
Oh,
knew that going into it,
no.
but I will say, I don't know if we talked about this in the first episode or not, but I feel like this was our first trip together for like an extended period of time. And you never know how you're gonna travel with, like, I love you in real life, and like we literally sit on FaceTime all the time. So like I'm pretty sure we have a good sense of like the other person. But like, sharing a living space with someone is always a unique experience. Like I feel like I've gone on trips with friends and then come back and been like, I love you. I never want to travel with you again. I will travel with you any day of the week. Like we were on the same page the whole time about all the vibe, like not the vibes, but like the vibes of the trip. We were just like on whenever we were like one was tired, the other one was tired. When we were like ready to tap out, both of us were ready to tap out. It was very cohesive. No arguing aside from my temper tantrum, which was probably sleep deprived over the tea. But that was just me being a douche. So
That wasn't
I'm
even a
so
temper
sorry.
tantrum. Like, you're fine. That was fine.
Not fine. You were very upset, which is
I
fair. I
wasn't
would have
that
been as well.
upset. I really wasn't that
It's
upset. You were more upset
fine.
that there was no other tea like available than I was. I was like, all right, that's fine. There's other blends I can get. Not a big deal.
It's fine. We're having it when you come over on Saturday.
Perfect.
Can't wait.
I feel the same. I will travel with you forever and always anywhere. I was a little nervous about the ball when I was just like, I'm done, because I didn't want to like take you away from it, but
No,
you
I was
seemed
exhausted.
okay with like also leaving.
Externally, having the time of my life. Internally, I'm like, when can I go to bed? I'm so sleepy, and this was so much peopling,
So much
and it's
people
great.
like
We will do it again, but we have learned, what is it? We're not. I always thought it was extroverted introverts, but it's high functioning introverts. Like my batteries are not recharged being around people; they are recharged being in my cozy cocoon. But I love people, so like it's a balance, and it swung a lot towards peopling.
I feel like you're high level, I'm like mid level. I'm not like a high functioning introvert. I'm mid functioning introvert. I just wanted to be in bed for like 3 days.
I was in bed for 3 days after that trip. I really don't think it was jet lag. Go, good stretch, girl. Good stretch, queenie. Sorry, if you have a dog and you don't good stretch them when they do a good stretch,
Then you're a bad dog owner.
you're a bad dog owner. Just kidding. We don't shame here. Any hoosers. What were we talking about?
Jet lag.
Oh, I was gonna say I don't. I mean, I'm sure jet lag played into it at some point, but I really don't think we ever fully adjusted to like California time. So I feel like it wasn't. I was so tired after that trip. I tested for COVID 3 times because I was like, "There's no way this can just be exhaustion from doing things." Turns
And
out it was.
a lot of people started posting that they had COVID, so it was like a
Yes,
legit concern as well. I
but
did
not
not,
us.
we did not get COVID because we are
Nope.
lucky.
Fucking lucky. But yeah, I've never been more tired. We took off the day after to recover. Thank God, because I was absolutely useless that day. And then even the first day back to work, I was absolutely useless. I was like, thankfully, no one emailed me, and I was like, I talked to my team afterwards. Was like, thanks so much for that. That worked out really well. Like, I really get to time it better when you guys are all at an event when I come back from a trip, because I was dead. And Megan was like, no, I did that on purpose. Work, Megan. Both my works. This is fake work. This is for free work. But I have my. Everyone's a Megan.
We are the best ones.
She was like, no, I did that on purpose. I gave you a day, and I was like, thank you, because I was so dead, just exhausted. I've never been so tired.
But you made it through, and now we have.
I made it through, and Can't wait to
Next
do it
year to
again.
look forward to.
Can't wait for tickets to go on sale. Gotta scoop those suckers up real fast.
Mm-hmm.
And we decided we were gonna add a couple days on because we wanted to do hopefully another day on the end, another day in the beginning. And we want to do Universal next year. Go to Harry Potter World, which I didn't realize was also in LA. Stupid me. But that's okay.
No, no, no. You just didn't know. Now you know.
Now
You
I
learned
know.
something.
Now I know. And we're not buying things next year. We'll buy books at the conference. But I blacked out in Disney and everybody got everything. And it's
You
not
bought a
happening.
lot of stuff in Disney. I bought 2 shirts and a mug. Well, 3 shirts because one for Brian, and then 2 pairs of
I
socks.
think I bought 3 shirts, a sweatshirt, 3 mugs, a lot of pennies. Most of those were gifts.
I bought this mug, a Tinkerbell shirt, and the pink and gold Spirit jersey, and then I bought Brian a Pizza Planet shirt, and then I bought myself and my friend Colleen, a pair of socks. And that was my Disney spend, and then tea.
A lot of tea. Got a lot of tea. But yeah, we're not buying things next year. The only thing I will buy is a wand at Harry Potter World because I have not gotten a wand yet.
This is recorded, so we will check in next year and see how it's doing.
Yes, we'll see. Oh, and I don't know if you guys can. I don't know if you guys can see because I think it might be cut off on the view.
We can see it a little bit.
There's a hand statue back here.
Oh no!
And that's how I stored
were...
all my Steamy lip bracelets.
We can't see that, but we can see the neon sign.
Oh, in the reflection in the window?
Uh-huh.
We'll post it on Instagram. Again, it was on our stories, but we have to do a full post. Yeah. Once I sit down and like figure out who signed it. Everybody. I think I can figure out most of these signatures. There's a couple, but I'm like,
and we'll figure it out on Saturday.
Not quite sure. Yeah, we're gonna do it on Saturday. When we pick the winners for the summer reading challenge, because it's over.
I know. Well, congratulations to the winners, because that's going to be done before this goes out on Monday.
Congrats to our winners.
Yeah. And were you at Steamy LitCon? Let us know. Drop us a
If you're
DM.
going next year, let us know.
If you have any
we'll
questions.
Chat all year so we can be friends beforehand.
Mm-hmm. If you have any questions, let us know. If we don't know the answer, we'll point you to the people who do. And thank you for listening.
Thanks for being here, guys. We survived and we had a blast. We can't wait to do it again. Oh, and also these shirts were part of our matching Gym Jams. I just called them Gym Jams.
It's fine.
Our matching jammies for the pajama party that we didn't go to. So we had to wear them on
the pajama parties that we had with ourselves.
That we had ourselves. We didn't go to the red, white, and royal blue one. We went to the She's the Man one.
Mm-hmm. And it was delightful.
And she is the man. Best movie of all time.
I used a She's the Man gif at work last week. Oh, and Julie Soto said she put a She's the Man reference in her upcoming book. So that's not a reason to go buy it. You were there when she told us this, yeah. She was
I kind of black out when I'm around her.
I didn't so see it before. I know.
And I think I offended her because I said I hadn't seen Pride and Prejudice. And I was glad that I didn't get tickets to her and Allie Hazelwood and Nikki Payne did a Pride and Prejudice pizza party as part of the fundraising for Steamy Lit. And I wanted tickets. And then by the time we decided we were actually going, they were sold out. So we didn't get to go. And I was like, oh, she said that, all 18 people had seen it. So it was really fun because everyone was like screaming and live reacting. And everyone was like on the edge of the seats at the parts that, they're on the edge of the seats for. I was like, oh, I'm kind of glad that I didn't get tickets then because I hadn't seen it and was like debating, like, do I get it and study it beforehand or do I let that be my first time with them? And it didn't matter because I didn't have tickets. So I will at some point watch it and live react.
We'll do another movie night this fall. It's a very nice fall movie.
Yeah. Oh. I'm here for that.
Okay. If you like this episode, if you like the last episode, please give us a review, a positive review. If you didn't like our episodes, just send us a DM telling us what you would like us to do better. You don't have to leave a review publicly.
I know that we won't, so just keep on, keeping on. Because what you're going to say is that you want us to do more prep, and we're not going to, because chaos is the brand.
And
But we love you, and we're happy to have you here. Thanks for
Mhm.
listening.
Please subscribe, send it to a book lover friend. Go check out season 1 if you're interested. Think they get better as we go. We got more comfortable with this whole platform, so
Yeah.
we got that going
It's so
for
weird
us.
to me that we have this, to be honest. When I was like pulling up the episode earlier, I was like, our faces are on Spotify. That's like so
Like,
weird.
no big deal. We're just really fucking awesome.
Anybody could do that. That's crazy.
I know.
It really just
You could just start a podcast.
we're gonna start a podcast. That's what we did, and we're having a great time. So
Thanks for being here. Happy reading. Goodbye, party people. No, hello, party people.
goodbye, party.
Oh, we've hit it over
So
an hour
long,
recording,
party
so
people.
this is happening.
I feel like we gotta farewell, party people. No.
Party on, party people.
Party on, party people. Fuck yeah, that's it right there.
Cheers. Happy reading.